Welcome back to American Blacksmith and part 3 of our Heritage Museum bench project. Before we get started, I wanted to show you the first piece of furniture I made when I was 13 years old. A little footstool. This is not the original cushion, of course. But I already knew how to use an oxyacetylene torch. We just bent that, and that's some of my first electric arc welding. There weren't MIG welders back then, of course. About as simple as it gets. Okay, we're going to work on the assembly here. In part 2, we did the base plate. We put this wood grain texture on it, and when I laid out the holes and such, I got kind of in a hurry, and I don't like the way this turned out. So I'm started over again. And I made 2 more plates. And we're going to punch the holes for the mounts. I'm going to use a transfer punch. Next we're going to go ahead and form these collars. We were forging them in the previous video, and now we're going to form them around the 1.5-inch bar. Here the collar is too wide, so I'm going to take it and upset the corners and then open it back up on the square of the anvil. All right, we have the 4 legs here ready to go. I went ahead and did one more of a 1/4 of a twist because I like the gap in this, and it came out at a diagonal on the top, but that won't make any difference. So all 4 legs are pretty much the same here, and then we're going to set them up for attachment assembly. What I did here was make the twist slightly lower on the bottom part so that it can be seen. If I brought the twist up higher here, you wouldn't be able to see it as well under the bench. Right here. easiest way to do these collars, and that is a simple fold over, and this is going to be on the back side of the bench so you won't even see this. But if you want to get a really refined, clean collar, you can do it like this and fold it over and hammer it to where you can't even see the seam. And you can take a top tool and even out any marks and get it square. Now here I've got the mounting plates for the top that goes underneath the wooden bench. So we're going to have 3 legs in there. I just went ahead and punched these holes as locators. So the diagonal will come out like this. So we'll weld all this together here. Then we'll have our three legs for under the bench. We'll have 3 security screws, fasteners, here for the bottom. And what I'm going to do is attach so you can heavily weld inside here and get a great structural weld and still have everything flush. Doesn't really matter if you put a weld on the back side of this. Say here's where our collar is. This would be the back side of the bench here. And then you can weld, even tack in here and some, because that's one advantage of this wood grain. Then you can have a rough weld and it'll blend in actually, instead of having to grind it and smooth everything out. So that's how we're going to attach these right here like this. Alright, here I'm applying a exterior spar varnish, and I'm going to give this thing 3 coats, 3 big heavy soaking coats, and then brush all the bubbles out of it. After drying, we're going to put a coat of wax on. Okay, I got a couple more coats of shellac to put on this, and we're going to put it together tonight and install it tomorrow at the Heritage Museum. So we'll see you then.